Scholars, we are now on assignment 3, where we're starting to explore some more about chemical compounds and what we know about them in nature. When you're finding percent composition, usually you have to find everything that's made up of that whole component, that compound. When we talk about the composition of something, it's what it's made of. So when we go look at number one kind of gets it set up for you. You'll notice number 3 makes you go find the formula and do all those steps. But number 1 just asks us to find the percent composition of copper 2 bromide. So real quick, we know here's our compound. We know the Roman numeral is the charge. So copper's +2, bromine's -1. We got a crisscross. Copper 2 bromide, we have to know the formula, is CuBr2. Moving forward now, what we need to find out about that is the molar mass of that whole thing. That will serve as our whole when we're finding how much the whole thing weighs. So molar mass, hopefully we are getting good at by now. We know that we need to go add up 1 copper and 2 bromines. When you do that and round it correctly, the molar mass of copper 2 bromide is 223.4. That's how many grams are in 1 mole. So now taking that value, if we want to go find how much copper there is in a mole of copper 2 bromide, we always start with our basic idea that percentages is a part of a whole. So if I want to know the percent that's copper, I start with the part of it that's copper, and in this substance there's only 1 copper, and the whole value will represent the molar mass itself. So we know that 1 copper mole would weigh 63.55. We just figured out that the entire substance molar mass is 223.4. Since this is a percentage, we always express it times 100, and then usually for percent composition, we'll go to the tens place. That goes to show us that if I have a spoonful of this, a dump truck, any amount of this, of all the components of it, 28.4% of the mass there is from copper atoms. Now, obviously, we could be lazy and just subtract from 100, but early on, you really need to build the steps of this. So if we go do it with bromine now, we know that the percent bromine is going to be the part that's bromine, but there's, again, 2 bromines in one of these, and each of those weighs 79.90 from your periodic table. And again, the whole thing doesn't change because we know the whole substance has this molar mass no matter what. Again, we don't want that decimal, that 0.71 decimal. We want to express it as a percent. So we take it times 100. You're not always, because of the way that we round molar mass, going to get these to always equal out 100.0%, just because of the way that we round. And if we were in class, we'd worry about this. But with the whole virus stuff, as long as you're close to 100% for right now, that will be adequate. Keep up the good work. Make sure you pay attention to your substances, your compounds, and make sure you're doing your parentheses and crisscrossing correctly.